So welcome back to another FIFA 23 career mode video. Today we're talking about the things I actually like about this mode. Of course, I'm very critical with career mode every year. That's because I want it to be better and better. But today we're going to do one of those positive videos about the game mode, the things I actually enjoy about the game, and the features I love the most. One thing I like this year is the play as a real manager feature. Obviously, when managers have a real face, this feature is awesome. When the manager doesn't have a real face, then it doesn't look that good. Look at Arteta, definitely does not look the part there. But of course, with managers like Ten Hag now as well, it's pretty nice to use a real manager sometimes. The only problem is, out of 300 managers, there's probably only 30 real faces, so they need to expand that in future FIFA games. And then of course, if you don't use the Premier League, there's only one manager outside of that. Click the wrong button. There's only one manager in the French league, and he's got a generic face. So yeah, this feature is not very good for certain leagues, and of course certain clubs, because it's not even available here. The Serie A has mostly generic guys as well, so overall, it's not really that good, but I still like it if you're going to use a manager that actually has a real face for the club. Now, one thing I do like in career mode still is the created club. Obviously, it's nice to be able to play as a real club and also a created club, depending on what you want to do with your save. But there's also a few new features in career mode created club as well, which make it a little bit better than last year. And these are things that I enjoy as well. Let me just set it up really quick. So the first one, obviously, is the ability to create your third kit now. I do like this feature. And basically, it's the same as the home and away strip. You change your colors, you change your designs, and it works pretty well, does the job. There's one thing I like and hate at the same time, and that is the goalkeeper section. This year, you can customize your goalkeeper kit, which I like. But the bad thing is, which I don't like, is the fact that it's generic. Like, these are Walmart jerseys. These are jerseys that you wear when everything else is in the wash. The ones that the school gives you to play as the school team, I guess. These are like those $5 jerseys that you get from Walmart. So not very good there, but overall I do like the ability to customize the third kit and the goalkeeper kit. Another thing I like with Creator Club this year as well, if I can just get to it, is the ability to edit the players. So when you get set up with these players, I believe these are things that you can change this year, which are new. Birth year, the numbers and all that, but you can also change the stats on the player, the positions, and the names as well, attributes, the kit as well. So it looks like there's a lot more customization for the players this year, which can make it feel more personal as well. You can change the names, put them as your friends, put them as the school team or something, I don't know. But do whatever you want here. You know, I like customization. You need it in a game, and it's here this year for Creator Club. It's not bad. I do like it. Another thing I like in career mode is the pre-match cutscenes. Obviously, presentation in FIFA is best in class. eFootball tries, but obviously FIFA is still ahead. You've got the pre-game stuff this year where you have like a mini movie playing. It's like a trailer thing. You get little highlights here and there of a match that hasn't been played yet, but it's sort of based on previous stuff. I don't know. It's just nice to look at. You've also got cutscenes in the locker rooms and the players walking out with the suits on the field. I don't know if this is new, but it did look new to me. I've never seen this one before until FIFA 23, so I do enjoy that one. I think that one comes up between derby games between United and City. And then you've also got the standard stuff, the players walking in from the bus. We've seen these from like FIFA 21 next gen, so they're not really new, but they're still appreciated. Obviously, it's good to have more variety. If they can mix it up, add a few more in next year, give us more variety, then it won't get so stale. We've also got the pre-game stuff where you have like a light show in certain stadiums, like the Spurs ground. I think PSG does it as well. There's a few in the game that do it, so they're also nice to look at, something a little bit different. And then you'll also see pre-game cutscenes of fans walking into the ground. So all of this is nice. I do like looking at it, even though sometimes it gets a little bit stale. Another thing I like this year is dynamic moments. Obviously a new feature that came to the mode this year. It's sort of like cutscenes, but they most appear when you sign players, when players leave your club and stuff, and also when you do other things inside the game mode. This one is one of the best ones. When you do a big signing like Ronaldo, you can see him shaking hands with Klopp. He's also going on the treadmill doing the medical, I think, and you've got people watching him. Klopp looking on very nervously. I don't know, maybe he thinks Ronaldo's not going to pass the medical. You've also got his assistants there. Ronaldo showing off a bit, and then you've got Klopp holding up the jersey. But yeah, you can see him posing for the cameras. They look very, very happy in the end, and that's one of your big money signing cutscenes there. And there's also another one when players leave the club. This is probably the number one thing most Man United fans have done since starting career mode. You can see Maguire leaving the club. I love the police escort. It looks like one of those police escorts, like he's going off to jail or something, like he committed a crime. Instead, he's got a little bit of a luggage and he's off to his next adventure. Another club wants to sign him, and basically we just wave him goodbye and he goes on his new adventure, and everyone else is like back to business as usual. We didn't want him anyway. So yeah, I like this cutscene as well, but it does get repetitive. Of course, player crew mode also has dynamic moment cutscenes. There's one when you begin your save, and it's the same one for every save, so it gets a little bit annoying, a little bit repetitive, but you can see your guy in the training ground talking to one of the coaches there. There's also this one when he comes into the ground. I think this is when he joins the club or makes a new deal with another club. And you can see them just shaking hands, meeting the manager and stuff. They're nice cutscenes to have, and also doing some medical stuff as well. And then we've also got this cutscene. I don't know when it comes around. I've only seen it once. But basically, you have like a post-match interview thing with your manager. It's not an actual interactive thing. You just have to watch the cutscene. But yeah, like I said, I do like these dynamic moments. They're nice to have. Obviously, they can be improved, can be better. Another thing I really like in the game mode is, of course, the development plan feature. This lets me basically grow my players by targeting certain attributes. I do this for a lot of the players in the game. Not all of them, but just a few of them, or most of them, I guess. And basically, whoever needs it will be put on a different growth plan targeting certain attributes. It makes more sense than having them on balanced, because balanced targets everything. But when you go into specific ones like Sweeper, it targets certain attributes that might be more necessary to upgrade. Now, of course, another useful feature with this development thing is the fact that you can also change positions on players. So I do like the position conversion feature as well. So we've got an example here. I don't know, maybe a striker if we can find him, Rashford. Obviously, he's a left winger in the game, but we can use the position conversion feature to make him a proper striker or center forward. This is useful because sometimes in the game, instead of spending money to fill a certain position, you might have the player already there. There's some players in crew mode that can fit multiple positions, like a Rashford who can play on the wing or even as a striker. So that's where this position conversion feature would come in handy. Like I said, I do like the growth thing and also the position conversion feature in the game. I think they're very useful. Now, one thing I do like in crew mode as well is, of course, the visual sim. There's those games in crew mode that you just don't feel like playing the full 90 minutes. Games like this one, the EFL Cup against Preston. This is not a feature that I'll use every game in crew mode, but I'm glad that it's there when I want to use it. With the visual sim, you can obviously jump in and have a bit of control over the game. It's not going to give you a full control, but it's there when you want to jump in, change some team management stuff, game plans, and check stats on your players as well. Of course, when there's major moments like penalties and stuff, you can jump in. But when you feel like it, if the game's not going your way, you can jump in. You can also jump to the results as well. I also do like having the playable highlights as a game mode feature. Obviously, it's not something I'll use every game as well, but it's there, and I'm glad that it's there when I want to use it. It helps speed up the games. You can just play attacking only. If you want, you can do the full game highlights as well. There's some games like this one where you're versing Nottingham, and sometimes you think you're going to win very comfortably. So instead of playing a full 90 minutes, you just do the playable highlights. You'll get through it quicker. And instead of doing a quick sim, at least you have some control over the match, and you do have some playability with this feature. Sometimes you get dodgy highlights, but for the most part, it works pretty well. Another thing I like in crew mode is the jump to result feature. So we're half an hour in, we're winning 4-0. You don't want to play the rest of the game because you've already won, you've got the 3 points. Just hit the jump to result. It sims the rest of the game for you, and you can go and save a lot of time. I do like this feature. I use it all the time, especially when I'm winning those games by 3 or 4 goals. Another thing I like in crew mode is, of course, the homegrown talent. Now, if you pre-ordered any edition of FIFA 23, you should have got a code to unlock like your pre-order bonuses, and one of those bonuses was a homegrown talent, which is basically a player in your youth academy squad that's from the club's home country, and he's just a little bit better than everyone else in terms of stats. So we've got this guy here, David Parsons. He's got a 73 to 94 potential and a 71 overall at age 17. This guy would be perfect to already promote to the senior team, and it's basically a perk for when you pre-ordered the game. If you didn't pre-order, then you probably won't get this feature, but I do like it. Another thing that I like in crew mode this year is EA opening up the save files, allowing you to have up to 17 now. I'm one of those people that needs to have that many. And finally, the last thing I do enjoy is the ability to edit your gameplay settings at any time. Obviously, gameplay is a big part of career mode, and you need to be able to tinker it whenever you want, because things can get easy, things can get hard at any time. So you've got plenty of settings here: player-based difficulty, competitor mode, and also you've got the sliders as well. So everything's on default at the moment, but if I wanted to change things to make it more realistic at any time, you can do that, and I do like doing that in crew mode.